I need to put a long rant video out because these 3-minute videos just aren't going to cut it for what all I got to say. Anyways, the government shutdown. I don't care. It doesn't matter if they are or aren't. They're going to conduct their business either way because they're a self-serving entity of total corruption and a singularity, which is hedonism. And everything's been modified and adapted to serve that purpose, whether overtly or covertly. And publicly, they don't have no shame to expose themselves as being the total tyrant dictatorship that caters to that singularity, all under the guise of affirmative action and all this and that. I don't care. They do serve these hostile blacks and multiculturalists, especially in the sporting arena right now. They're getting great returns off their corruption, and their validity of their independent $1 million lifestyles of all these pro sports scumbags. And you couldn't expose a greater bunch of criminalistic terrorists as that. And it's disgusting. They've been integrated public sport betting into all of it and scumbaggery. And the government are appeased at the sheer amounts of massive wealth unquestionably funneled into that. And they're just walking piggy banks for the government, walking excuses and all this and that. We don't want to hurt any of their feelings, even though they really don't have any. More above an animalistic attitude toward life. And that's that. And me, I spent my years developing the greatest things that I could, basically rubbing two sticks together over many years. And I made some successful developments that I can stand on my little crow pile and rooster away at. And it's the Shop Weasel shopping bag holders, the Shop Weasel UFO Shiner Probe, the Shop Weasel Common Garden Rake Snow Shovel Head, the Shop Weasel Work Barrels, on and on. Anything that I can develop, that I can amass into my little collective and say, hey, I have the tools that I've succeeded in developing to make billions. Regardless of what their legions of scumbags say or cackle back, reverberate back, which is the same old thing, dismissal, diminishment, even ignorance, like I didn't exist, but whatever. On a local level, people like me are easy targets and pushed around with a finger, and we have no power to do anything. And the same with the internet. I put this video on there, and it might get some token views, a few quips, a few comments, but that's it. It's dead in the water. But I'm making them anyway. And more importantly, I'm looking for a very select, powerful bunch of people that don't like the angst of whatever they're dedicated to. And like wealth and extreme wealth and money, and might see the merit in my developments, especially the Shop Weasel shopping bag holders. That alone can be wretched enough wealth out of to happily give a golden parachute to 20 people like that. Headhunters, people that'll find that CEO, making a business appointment with him, see that he is programmed to deny any access to a marketability, viability, and will shoot the fucker down regardless. And I want these people to look him in the eye and say, I will dangle you over this fucking balcony by your fucking ankles unless you seriously give us some consideration and investment and opportunity to feed into the marketplace. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what it takes. Because once you do go into that arena and you do get serious headway, what you got is a government that'll sick these pro sports pigs on you, these government pigs, these terrorists, endlessly. And a zillion fake reasons why you're nobody, you got nothing for them, and they don't want to hear from you. And if they do, they're going to throw you over the balcony. It's the way it works. And they'll activate all their local crime lordships, such as the sheriff, the mayor, the preachers, every pillar in the fucking community will be turned up into like atomic fucking rods on high power and say, destroy that poor nobody son of a bitch. I've seen it done. I've had it done to me before. But I'm sure there's entities out there that are powerful enough and smart enough and brave enough to already have given them all the fucking finger anyway, 10 times over, and say, things just sort of aren't right, and it ain't my philosophy to be living through life as a cold, hard-boiled, hedonist bastard. I have room in my life to expand a little beyond that and flourish above a little better than what is standard for the government's product of citizenry. That's my quest. I want to be successful, rich, and private, and go about tootling my own little way, doing my things, because I know there's plenty of beautiful things out there to do for myself, but all of them takes money. And I am not worried if pro sports, whomever the fuck ever, is coddled and waddled from cradle to fucking grave in endless wealth, because that's hedonism. And that's what they do from the lowest drug dealing scumbags that produce a good quantity for them to the most victimization people that they can create to use against individuals saying they've been victimized somehow, to the college brats, the hard-boiled little hedonists who slowly get boiled in the institution, and whether it determines they pass or fail through that is if they're coming out a hard-boiled little sadistic son of a bitch. And if they don't make it, they're put back down on a lower rung and still pumped all that money into because they've got a zillion ways to do it. And either behind the scenes in their black market grifts, or publicly, hey, you won a grant, award, a business, SBA loan, another vape shop, another liquor store, whatever, a shoe store, any zillion of reasons. They don't have to answer to anyone to give that money out because they just print it. But then I got my developments, which we use a trillion plastic shopping bags a year globally. More, probably a lot more. But it gets in that scary numbers thing, like over a trillion, well over a trillion. Google pukes out that information. It's like, well, it's such a high number that we use of these that we're just going to sort of buffer it and say it's over a trillion. It's a hell of a lot. And I developed the perfect multi-tool to not only reuse those, but to create advertising on the handle and the fab pop popularization, business advertising potential, tourism advertising potential, or just personalization to make that pure bond happen with my product and the individual, whether you're into Hello Kitty, music, whatever, sports, who cares? Domino's Pizza, they could put their advertising on my handle. If someone's using my product to put their garbage in their kitchen, and every time they walk by and see a Domino's Pizza or a Little Caesars Pizza with the phone number of the local stores down the side, hey, they're going to get a service because it's always influencing every time they walk by it. Do we want pizza tonight? or Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge. Someone came through last year. They bought one of my shop weasel shopping bag holders. They've been using it in their kitchen or their garage, wherever, in the office, who knows. And they're walking by that Gatlinburg logo day in and out. And where do you think they're going to be thinking about to go next time? My product has that potential. I'm looking for people that willing to dedicate themselves to go headhunting for me for my products. And we'll start out with the shop weasel shopping bag holders because that's the first thing that should be able to be forced up into a productivity. And that's what I'm about. That's what I'm wanting to do. That's what I'm going to do. Don't give a damn who says what. I already done it. I developed it. I use it myself in my own house. I'm Jason Faulkner, 423-231-2241. I'm in East Tennessee. I'd rather be in the Keys in the winter right about now, working on it. But I'd rather be sitting here interacting with a team of very aggressive savages right now also. And that's what I'm looking for. Hope to hear from someone out there. There's lots of assholes out there to really dig into. Lots of money to be had. And don't get me wrong, if you got 10 million cash up front, you can buy the shop weasel shopping bag holders, and I'll never look back at it again. That's what I take away. If the government comes down with their vicious talons and say, oh, we want a third of your shit, you'll have to deal with that. I don't want to deal with them. I don't like them. Don't have no inkling in my life for them. Hope to hear from someone. If not, y'all have a great day anyway and enjoy my videos. I'm going to go loiter at the doctor's office until my appointment. Didn't get my shoes. I'm going to have to go back home, do some more hustling, trying to raise some cash. That's my day in and out. Adios. Have a good one. Thank you.